I'm Lydia Blanco, Digital and Events Editor at Black Enterprise, and I am sitting here with the incomparable and disrupting Minda Harts, founder of The Memo, LLC. Minda, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Lydia.
You are here at the Women of Power Summit for the first time as a speaker. You've been an attendee, and now you're here with your book. Tell me what that feels like.
I have to pinch myself like walking through the hallway because I know being on both sides, it's a blessing, right? Just to be in attendance is an honor, but then to see yourself, your evolution. When I sat in the audience for the very first time in 2017, I had an idea about writing a book.
Oh, wow.
And then for it to manifest into a real thing in 2019 and then be here, I talked about it to people at that first conference. So it's just like full circle moment right now.
That is incredible.
Yep.
Now I called you a disruptor, right? Respectfully so,
Yeah.
because you are shaking the table, but you're also a seat creator. Tell me more about what drives you as a Black woman to advocate for other women who may not necessarily have a voice or a seat at the table.
It's funny when you think about shaking the table, and unfortunately, because of the systems that are in place, we have to disrupt and we have to dismantle the current structure so that we rebuild it with one that has us in mind, right? One that we're leading. And so I kind of think of myself as I have to lean into the courage, because you think about all of the Black women entrepreneurs that came before us, the table shakers, the room shakers, our ancestors, and they leaned into their courage so that we could be direct beneficiaries of that. And so for me, it was easy to say, you know what am I going to do to leave the workplace better than I found it? And it would require a little disruption.
I'm going to tell a story early in my career, because what I find is working while Black is some of those early experiences, they still stick to us. Yeah. And they cut. And you don't realize after 1,000 cuts how much trauma you have taken on as a Black woman in the workplace.
Now, you were on a panel. The room was packed. I mean, standing room only, and standing to the point where it almost felt like we were standing on top of one another because we wanted to hear so badly from you and the other panelists. Yeah. Tell me what you were able to take away from that session as you led as a speaker, and what you want other women to leave this summit with as they think about being intentional.
Yes, that's a great question, Lydia. And for me, it was just beautiful to see us, and it felt like church in there, because from the stage I could hear, oh yeah, so it was really fun to be in a room where we know what it's like to be Black and in the workplace. And so just to be seen, and for me, I think that all of this boils down to being seen.
When I think about the memo, I think about a note to self. What are some of the notes to self that you want women to feel empowered as they read the memo, as they hear from you, and as they take action?
I wrote the memo as a love letter for women of color and for Black women, and it was so important for us to remind ourselves, remind each other that we matter, that our careers matter, that our dreams matter, and it's up to us to take it by the reins and decide where we want to take it, not our boss, not anybody else. And maybe they're not as invested in our success, but that doesn't mean that we can't have what we want.